Well, here we are finally in May after that very intense eclipse season and Mercury retrograde at the new moon in Taurus. This is what I am coining the start of a new soul cycle. Sometimes to go forward, we have to look back. So, what we have been through is a very intense eclipse season where we were doing a lot of purging, a lot of internal purging, but I'm sure wherever you live, you have seen in your communities or the wider world a lot of external and collective purging and questioning about old ways, and really coming to a consensus that a lot of the ways we have been doing things really do need to change. And at this new moon in Taurus, we're actually being gifted with a fresh start or a new soul cycle. And that is mainly to do with that beautiful Jupiter-Uranus conjunction that we have just had. It's really kicking off a new 14-year cycle for our soul. Now, if you went through eclipse season and you were a bit like me and went through that conjunction and nothing really dropped for you, stay patient, because really just yesterday, something landed for me where I realized my whole underlining approach to what it is that I've been doing and why I've been doing it has been totally egoic and totally off. And that was a result of the old soul cycle, which is now closed. And now I can approach my life in a completely different, new and fresh way. So a new moon in Taurus is always going to be calling forth in us really ideas or opportunities of how we can create stability in our lives. Taurus likes things to stay the same and to stay really predictable. It is definitely related to the things in our life that help us feel that way and to give us the earthly pleasures that this life has. Taurus loves money, beauty, sensuality, and all the expressions of that. And so at this new moon in Taurus, we're really setting intentions around who it is that we are, because the only thing that's really stable in our lives is the connection that we have to ourselves. So we'll be setting intentions around, okay, with everything that I've let go of, who does that make me now, going in to create all the beautiful things that we want, the wealth, the luxurious, the stability, and to lay some foundations down that are really going to be solid as we build on that over the next 14 years. This isn't an overnight thing. I strongly recommend really setting intentions that are I am statements rather than hopes and dreams and wishes, because Taurus energy is really about our own stability, our own ground, our own core. Know that the year of 2024 is a year of consistent endings and beginnings. The way I've really kind of conceptualized it for myself is it's kind of like kindergarten, that we've taken this big leap into a new era of the age in Aquarius. Now with this Jupiter-Uranus conjunction, we are starting a whole new cycle for our souls. So as we start this new school, or what I hope where we're all headed into that 5D energy rather than 3D, that we're living from a much higher, more aligned perspective, that we are very tethered to our highest timelines and co-creating with the whole universe for the greater good of all, not just for ourselves as we have been in the past. And so in the kindergarten year, it's really a moment where we are grown up enough to go to school, but we're just starting out. And so it's a year of learning how to be this new I am that we will be setting intentions for at this new moon in Taurus. Most planets at this new moon will be in forward moving motion. Just Pluto, but Pluto goes into retrograde for 6 months of the year. So that's nothing new. It's very slow moving, an undertone, if you like. So it won't feel as juxtaposition-y as it has in the eclipse season. So this is a time for fresh new beginnings. Yes, it's a time that we can be making huge leaps in our vibration, in our consciousness, in our timelines. Absolutely. But only if we know to our core our values and who it is that we are and why it is that we want what we want. If that's in alignment with our highest, most actualized selves, then there is the opportunity to make lots of jumps forward. Now, this is a very brief video or a temperature gauge, but what to really get into the depth of what that will feel like and all that's surrounding us to help us with that, jump onto the Moon membership. If you don't want to commit to a membership, even though you can cancel at any time, head over to theritualemporium.com, because there you can either buy my workbook for this full moon, new moon in Taurus, or you can buy the podcast style in-depth guidance, which also has a meditation. And this meditation is so beautiful because we're actually going to be clearing our auric field so that core is solid so that we can make those leaps. So you can either buy the workbook or the in-depth guidance and meditation, or both of them, because they do actually work together. And that is what you get on the Moon membership. So it's a little bit of high price point if you don't want to join the Moon membership. So theritualemporium.com for all those resources, or the Light Path Collective Moon membership if you want to receive all of that for each new and full moon. But for now, I am wishing you such a happy new moon in Taurus as we begin this new cycle for our soul. I cannot wait to see all the beautiful new paths and new ways that we create individually for each other to connect, to enjoy being in this beautiful human plane.